a person has any black ancestry at all, they're black. Doesn't matter what they look like. That was the one-drop rule. And there were people who grew up their whole lives white. And then they applied for a passport and went and got their birth certificates. This actually happened in the last case in Louisiana to a woman named Susie Phipps. She wanted a passport and she went and got her birth certificate and presented it to them, and she looked at it and it said she was black. And this is a woman who had lived her entire life with a family. Everybody, as far as they were concerned, they were all white. Didn't matter. So we're obviously not talking about logic here when we talk about race in the United States. The word white obviously is not describing color. This is white. This is not white. I'm pink, right? This is pink. I'm not an artist. And I asked my wife the other day, I said, so how would an artist describe this color? You know, it's a color, right? She said, well, pink. It's a shade of pink. Okay, so this is pink, this is white. And yet we use the language, you know, you're white, you're not white. I mean, this is nuts. Well, it's not very smart, right? It's not a very smart thing, and yet we take it for granted. White is code. The word white means in. That's all it is. It's code. So you're in or you're not. So now in 1850, the Irish are out. They're not white. Okay, and now they're in. At one time, the Asian Americans were considered to be white. The California Supreme Court declared them to be white. And they said that Mexicans were declared to be white, but Asians were not. Because the Mexicans owned a ton of land then in California, so they were powerful, but the Asians, they didn't own anything, so they weren't powerful. So you're in, you're out. That's what white is. It's code. It just means, are you in or are you out? Do you get to be a normal human being or not? That's what it's about. So it's not about being rational. This whole idea of race, this whole concept of whiteness that really was the beginnings of race in this country. And it wasn't that long ago. The concept of race and this practice of identifying people by this thing called race is very new. Europeans had contact with Africans for hundreds of years before they ever started thinking of themselves or others in terms of this thing we now call race.